Howdy, howdy. I don't know why my chat isn't showing. What the? Here's my chat. Here's my chat. Aha! Why were you guys so high up? Well, I was like, I can see that I have chat turned on. I don't know why it's not showing up. But it was, for some reason, I'd pushed you up into the sky, so I don't know what was going on there. Apologies in advance. Yes, I did finish my dinner. Apologies in advance for any crashes. Tonight I am balancing my phone on a wooden duck, and also for any TV bleed-in. Mama Moose and Papa Moose are watching their programs, and Papa Moose is really mad because they were supposed to show X-Files tonight, and then they didn't. And so I think he's watching like Ice Road Truckers or something, and he has the volume up really low. So that's the state of the household tonight. Actual travesty. Yeah. Yeah, I heard him exclaim, because he was mad. He was mad because something else came on instead of X-Files, and I heard him exclaim, and he said, "That's what happened!" But I didn't hear the tail end of it. But now I can definitely hear Ice Road Truckers really loud. So. They still have X-Files on TV? Yeah. Well, my parents watch like the like, I don't know what you would call it. It's the channel that Svengoolie's on. It's kind of like they show like shows from the 90s and earlier. It's kind of like a retro TV channel. No, it's not. I don't need to reschedule. I just think it's funny. So if you guys hear like squealing tires or something, nobody's crashing into the house. The old folks channel. I'm trying not to say that because they're right in the other room and I don't want them to get mad at me. The channel Svengoolie's on? You mean the Svengoolie channel? I don't know what the channel is called. I just know that that's like the channel. They have like 2 channels on 24/7 in rotation. Well, that's not true. The 2 of them have 2 channels on 24/7 in rotation, which is the channel Svengoolie's on, which is the old folks channel, and the weather channel. And then when Papa Moose goes to sleep, then Mama Moose adds HGT schmicks. And then during the holidays, Hallmark gets in there too, but that's really all they need. Let's see. Well, actually, Papa Moose dabbles in the History Channel too, but he likes the actual like history programs, which I agree with. I'm not a big fan of like the like, what's it, like Curse of Something Island or whatever. The stuff that's not history, that's just kind of like reality shows, I'm not like a big fan. But he likes watching the programs about like how big food empires started. I think it's called like The Food That Made America. He likes that show. So there was one on about Dunkin' Donuts yesterday. So it was like appointment watching. Every New England household is tuned in. Ancient Aliens isn't historically accurate? I never said that. The gym always has HGTV on. When I would go to the gym, it was always, they had USA Network, Ion Television, and HGTV were like the trifecta. And then the Food Channel, which I always thought was kind of counterproductive, but I was like, I'm here because I don't want to be tempted by, by these delicious. I'm here because I don't want to watch The Pioneer Woman and be like, this seems like a good idea. I didn't know. Okay, some quick lore before we get into the Weiss thing. Did you guys know about The Pioneer Woman? Don't listen, Joe. They're more real than you and me. Why would you have kid shows on at the gym? That's weird. The Pioneer Woman. Okay, so The Pioneer Woman. So I used to be a big food channel watcher. It was kind of my, like, hangover channel. So, like, Saturday or Sunday, after, like, slightly too crazy of a day, I would just throw the food channel on and just let it simmer. Just let it kind of play in the background while I dozed in and out of consciousness. And so I really like The Pioneer Woman because I love her house. Her house is like exactly my style, and a lot of the like sometimes Food Network food can be kind of up its own butt. It's kind of like it can get a little, and then you take the duck eggs and put them in the refrigerator for 5 days. But the Pioneer Woman stuff is it's a lot more like food that I could actually make. It's like stuff that you can throw together pretty fast and then put in the fridge for like later in the week. It's that type of food. And like her whole family's like cowboys and they live on a ranch and her kids help on the ranch, so everyone's like needs really hearty food, so it's that type of food. And I was like, oh, I just like this because it's very accessible to me. And so I've always liked that her program for that reason. But I was reading Killers of the Flower Moon before the movie came out, and then I was doing a little like extra research because I was like, oh, this part of Killers of the Flower Moon was interesting. I wanna dig into that a little bit more. And it turns out her name is Ree Drummond. It turns out that like some of the most evil people in Killers of the Flower Moon are the Drummond family. Like they're her, I mean, it's through marriage, but it's basically like her husband's ancestors were like why Killers of the Flower Moon is even a thing. And I was like, how do we have this Pioneer Woman Killers of the Flower Moon collab? Like, this is a ridiculous thing to have happen. I was like, she was just my like guilty pleasure, like hearty food network program. Now I have to think about this every time I see her. My dentist had HGTV on. I'm not a fan, but I didn't want to make the people with drills angry. I like some programs. I like House Hunters because you either, I feel like the two ways that House Hunters goes. I feel like the two ways that House Hunters goes is it's either like a really weird couple who are like the mom is like I sharpen colored pencils, and the dad is like I design umbrellas, and then they're like our budget is $1.6 million. or you have the more like reasonably priced couples, but they're fighting the entire time, and you're like, do you like each other? Like they walk into a house and the husband will be like, oh, this is amazing, and the wife will be like, do you have eyes? I like House Hunters, and I like I like House Hunters International because I like seeing quirks of international housing, like what bathrooms in other countries look like and stuff. I like seeing that. My husband sells ukuleles on the corner. I'm a butterfly fanatic. Our budget is $5 million. That's exactly what it's like. Yeah, I like some stuff like that. I'm like not as big a fan of the renovation shows, mostly because they're so wasteful, and like Mama Moose has this, she gets really frustrated with this too. Like they'll have perfectly nice cabinets and then they just destroy them like for the camera, and it's like you could take those off the wall and like repurpose them instead of breaking them into a million pieces. There's a new HGTV show. I think it's called Rico to the Rescue, and it's about a guy who saves people from bad contractors who screw them over, and it's kind of a guilty pleasure for me because I'm like I understand, Rico. From Maple, they were tacky. I don't care. I had to replace almost all of my appliances and Rico based. I had to replace almost all of my appliances in my kitchen because some of them were like 20 years old. And they were all super smoke stained. And so it was just kind of, and I just happened to stumble into I want to say it was like the Labor Day sales. And so like Home Depot and Lowe's had these crazy sales where if you bought more appliances during the sale, it decreased the price more because they only had to make one trip to your house with a truck, and they could like offload more merchandise in one trip, and so they just took that off of the sale price. So I basically got like a full new set of appliances for the price of like one non-sale appliance when a sale isn't going on, which was dope. But I was so like these were not like nice appliances. They were older and they were a little gross, but you know, someone who was determined could probably clean them. And they worked. That's the most important thing. They worked. And I felt bad for replacing them. But I was like, these sales are too good to pass up. The sales are too good to pass up, and I don't want the smoke on my conscience anymore. But I jumped through hoops and I organized it so that they got donated. Like people came and picked them up for contractors who do like special projects and stuff like that. Like I made sure that they got donated because I was like, I hate the idea of wasting things that are perfectly good. And so when I see people just smashing shit on TV, I'm like, this makes me crazy. It's not that hard. It's not that if I can do it, this multi-billion-dollar TV station can do it. It's not that hard to reuse things and make sure that you're not wasting stuff. String of homes made by Mike Holmes have been condemned. Who's Mike Holmes? I feel like it'll trigger something in my brain when you say pot scrubber. The dishwasher I got wasn't like super fancy, but it is a lot quieter and it doesn't leak. The old one, that was the one thing that didn't work. The old one leaked like crazy and I was like, this is a problem. I can't do this. Alright. So let's get down to business. We're here today to discuss trading card games of the Weiss Schwartz and the Digimon variety. So we're gonna start, and I'm gonna teach you Weiss. I'm gonna give a little spiel first, because Weiss deserves a spiel. So I am knowledgeable about Weiss. I have read the Digimon manual 100,000 times, and I still am confused. Because I'm just somebody who learns by doing, so when we get to Digimon and I'm a disaster, I'm sorry in advance. So Weiss. So I've been playing Weiss since like 2014, I want to say. I'm an old Weiss baby. I learned because my coworker at the time actually ran his locals, and we liked some of the same anime, and I saw his deck one time because he would bring his decks to work when he was heading to locals, and I think he had a Nisekoi deck that I saw, and I was like, what is this? And he was like, it's Weiss. And I was like, what is Weiss? And he was like, I'm gonna beat this. He sat me down and said, I'm gonna teach you. And his way of teaching me was just like beating me to within an inch of my life in this card game. He wrecked me repeatedly, and I've become stronger for it. So it's really not that bad. It's not that bad once you get used to it. But I want to go over a couple. Commonly asked questions I get. Yeah, pain is the greatest teacher, and he didn't hold back. Some of the most frequently asked. Let me back up. So Weiss Schwartz is a card game by Bushiroad. It's made up of a bunch of different series. Some of your favorite animes and games and stuff. There's like a Madoka deck, Sword Art deck. There's of course Love Live decks, Bang Dream, Attack on Titan. They have Bakemonogatari and Nisei Monogatari decks. A Japanese anime card game with a German name, correct. There's actually now a Guilty Gear deck, of course a Hololive deck, Azure Lane, there's all sorts of stuff. And the most common question I get is, can I mix all of these cards together? Like, if I have a bunch of Sword Art cards and I want to mix them together with my Love Live cards, is that a thing I can do? And the answer is maybe. So there's three, what's the word? There's three, like, play types. There's Neo Standard, which is the most commonly played format. That's the word I'm looking for. Neo Standard is the most commonly played format. It's what they use at the official tournaments and events put on by Bushiroad. In Neo Standard, you cannot mix cards between sets. Sets are defined a little bit loosely. So say it's more under the kind of the master title. So say that you have your Bakemonogatari set and your Nisei Monogatari set. You can actually mix those together because they're the same core series, even though they're different sets. So in Neo Standard, you can mix those together. But I couldn't mix Bakemonogatari together with like Attack on Titan because they are not from the same mama, basically. So like Fate all works together. Fate Zero, Fate Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Go all have their own sets, and they can mix together in Neo Standard, which is the strictest format as far as deck building. The second format is called I think it's called Side. Is it Side Standard? It's Side something. This goes to show how prepared I am. I haven't looked this up in a while, but because I only play in Neo Standard, so I don't know the others as well. It's called Side something, Side Set, Side Standard. That one you can mix together sets as long as they are from the same side. So all of the sets are split into two sides, Weiss and Schwartz. Weiss tends to be the quote-unquote lighter side of things. So it's like Hololive, it's Love Live, it's kind of some of the cuter, I know like quintessential quintuplets is Weiss. Miku, the Miku deck is Weiss. So basically the lighter side of things. And then Schwartz is considered kind of the darker side of things. So it has like Attack on Titan, Fate, Sword Art, ReZero, Guilty Gear. So the side format means that you can mix together anything from Weiss or anything from Schwartz. And then the standard format, you can mix together whatever you want. And so you can mix anything from Weiss and anything from Schwartz from any series together to your heart's content. Should you? Probably not. There's a reason why even in locals and casual play, completely independent from tournaments and outside of tournaments, there's a reason why Neo Standard reigns supreme, and that's because it makes the most sense. Like, can you have Kirito working together with what's a Love Live? Love Live-chan. Can you have Kirito working together with Inugami Korone? Sure. Should you? No. Welcome. Thank you for the nice comment. Nico. Yeah, Nico ni. I know, I'm aware of Nico at least. So should you mix them together? Just because you can, doesn't mean you should, because a lot of cards from a lot of sets are really built to synergize within their own set. So the cards kind of have like call-out effects to other cards within their set. Or, for example, in like the Attack on Titan set, Titan is a card type. And a lot of cards synergize with cards that say Titan on them. And so that's not something you see outside of that set, and so you're not going to get the benefits of the cards, so it just doesn't really make sense. I have seen when I was playing standard format at my locals years ago, I have seen people mix some of the Miku cards in with Love Live because they are both marked as music cards. And so if the card says something like, you know, search your deck for a music card, they actually do work together, but those instances are pretty rare. The cards, when I pull them out, you'll see the cards are pretty specific. They are not built for each other. But if you wanted to, you can, but you're gonna have a rough time. Yeah, it's best not to cross the streams too much. And there's not really any staples. Like, every card is built within its own set. So you don't have I saw the Yu-Gi-Oh! The Yu-Gi-Oh! Synergy comparison. You don't have like staples that it's like, oh, this is a staple that, even though the rest of the cards are from this specific archetype, this card can be used. It's not like that at all. There's no like staples that are just independent of a series. Sorry, staying quenched. Yeah, no ash blossoms. No Maxies, none of that. The other thing that when people ask me, oh, like, what's a good set? What should I build? You should build whatever you like. With every set being such a walled garden, in that it really only interacts super well with itself, it means that you don't... There's obviously sets that are kind of dominant and meta, But for the most part, you can kind of... It's more about how you build each individual set than which set you build. So I always suggest to people that if there's an anime you like that has a set, or a game you like that has a set, just build that. Because you're gonna have way more fun, and you're not going to feel any huge power gap between you and somebody who's playing a quote-unquote meta set, because it's more... The meta exists more within the individual sets. Like, there's certain builds within each set that are more meta than other builds, but sets compared to each other, there's less, like, of that huge gap. I know that I mentioned quintessential quintuplets earlier because I know that that is considered meta. I think at one of the recent tournaments, it was like, it accounted for like half of the decks that were being played or something. So there is something about that set that seems to be considered really good, but I think that's kind of an outlier. And unless you're going, you know, to the world stage with this thing, if you're just playing casuals with friends, or playing online, or playing at locals, or whatever you build, as long as you build something you like, you can figure out the meta within the set, and you'll have way more fun, honestly. Maybe they're all just big simps for this series, maybe. So let's... Oh, I gotta move. I gotta schmoove. I set everything up on this side of the screen, and then I immediately... I immediately stood there. It's now too far. So first... Wait, which one of these do I want to bring up first? Aha! I gotta get my cursor out. I haven't used my cursor in a long time. We will today. Ayame is in fact the only card that is outright banned, yes. Most cards on the ban list are just restricted. And so you're restricted to either like 2 cards in the deck, 1 card, 2 cards in the deck, 3 cards in the deck, or you can only play them. They're banned in certain, like they're banned in like standard or something because of the way that they interact with other cards. The only card that is banned across like all formats and in any situation is this Ayame card from, I want to say it was the second Hololive set. Like, there's something about it. I haven't looked into it, but it does something to like it does something to snowball you in such a way that they were just like, nah, just get rid of this. So it's just banned across the board. If you look at I can probably find the picture actually. They have a graphic for this. Weiss Schwartz ban list. Pretty funny actually. It's just Ayame up in the corner. just like not this bitch. Yeah, here it is. She's strong. She's too strong. Oh, that's so small. Hopefully we can still read it, though. Why is it so small? God, look at the resolution! The bitrate dimension. Why is save so small? Oh, here we go. There she blows. Yeah, 144p. Sending us to the GBA dimension. Okay, here we go. So you can see, like, limited up to 2 copies, choice restriction, you have to choose one of the 2, choose one of 2, choose one of 3, up to 2 copies. Yeah, so for the most part, it's any combination of 4. So you can kind of see, look, they have Batman. They have a Batman set. I actually have that Excalibur. I have that Excalibur in my in my deck. But Ayame is the only one. Boss Nakiri Ayame is the only one that is just flat out restricted. do not use it. So they're generally, yeah, it's generally not too much ban lists to worry about. But are there Gundams? I don't think so. There's a lot. I was actually looking it up earlier because I was like, they have Haruhi, Idolmaster, Madoka, Love Live, Angel Beats, Nisekoi, Bang Dream, Konosuba, Cardcaptor, Sakura. They have Adventure Time. Data Live. Quintessential Quintuplets. There's a Ruby set, Rent a Girlfriend, Hololive, Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl, Saikano, How to Raise a Boring Girlfriend, Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. So they have a Dragon Maid set too. Avatar, Sword Art, Kankale, Nisei Monogatari, Bake Monogatari, Kill la Kill, Persona, Fairy Tail, Sword Art, Fate Zero, Hatsune Miku, Attack on Titan, Disgaea, Excel World, Gurren Lagann, ReZero, No Game No Life, Batman Ninja, Goblin Slayer, JoJo's, That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, Mob Psycho, Bofuri, These Nuts, Kaguya-sama, The Seven Deadly Sins, Mushoku Tensei, Is It Wrong to Try to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon, Tokyo Revengers, Azure Lane, Guilty Gear, Spy X Family. They have a bunch of stuff. And that wasn't even all of them. Got them. I need that Ayame they won't know in my local. I find it's really hard to find locals, but that's because I live in the middle of nowhere. When I lived in SoCal, it was pretty easy to find locals. And then when I was in Washington for a little bit, I actually got wind that there were locals at some of the places. That were at least like in driving distance to me. It wasn't like an easy drive, but I could still do it, but they seemed to be a little bit inconsistent. So I was like, I just want to, like, I don't like having to chase people down. I don't like, when are we playing, bros? Like, I like show up on Wednesday at 7 p.m. I like a date and a time. So this is a character card in Weiss. There's a few things I would like to draw your attention to before we get into the rest of our presentation. A few key things about the anatomy of the card that you'll want to look out for when you're looking at your cards. So you want to look at the level. This is a level 0 card, which means you can play it right away at the beginning of the game. You don't need to level up to use it at all. This is the cost to play the card. Is also 0, so you can just put it down without having to pay anything from your stock, which is basically, I always talk about Weiss in fighting game terms. I think of your stock as your meter, because you tend to get it when you hit people. So your meter goes up as you hit people, and then you spend it to do cool things. And so this is a level 0 card that you pay 0 to use. So it's a good early game card. This is its effects that you can read on your own. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm just going over the anatomy right now. You can see that this is empty. This little, what is this? Hexagon? This hexagon up here is empty. That'll be important later. This is the card's power. So that's how you can tell if it beats the card that it's facing or not. And then this here, this is the type of cards that it is. So it is Hololive, and it's gamers. And so you'll see in other cards effect text, like if you have a HoloLive card on the field, or if you have another gamers card on the field, get this effect. So that's how you can tell, is looking at these. So that's kind of the basic anatomy of a Weiss card. I have a few. They're all corn. So you can see here, so this hexagon is still empty. But now this is a level 1 card. Its cost is still 0, so you still don't have to pay anything to play it. But you need to be level 1, and I'll explain levels once I actually open up the simulator and run you guys through a game against myself. So you need to wait until you're level 1 to play this card, but you don't need to pay anything to pay it once you are level 1. Again, here's its power. It's still a HoloLive Gamers card. You can see this little graphic in the effect text, CX combo. That means that it combos with a climax card, which I'll be showing you guys in a little bit. They're basically, they're the sideways cards that you see, whereas all of these cards are vertical. They're the horizontal cards in the sets. This means that it has a special synergy with a climax card, where if you put the climax card down at the beginning during your climax phase, she gets a special effect on her. So usually climax combos tend to be pretty crucial to a lot of people's strategies, so it's good to look for cards with this. At least, you don't need it on every card, but at least like some of your staples, and make sure that you're synergizing with your climax cards. Now here we go. So you can see this is a level 2, you need to be level 2 to play it, and it costs 1. That means that you'll need to spend 1 card from your stock, your meter, in order to put this card on the field. You can also see this little, what is this called? A fleur de lis? Is that what this is called? You can see that this little guy up in this hexagon here. And this is important because, yeah, fleur de lis. This is important because when you attack your opponent, you flip over the top card of your deck to check for a trigger. So basically you're looking and seeing, does the card that I flipped over from the top of my deck have something here? And if it doesn't have anything, then nothing happens. If it does have something, in this case, if it has one of these, they take 1 extra damage. This thing it's called a soul. So this adds 1 soul, which is basically just damage. How much damage you hit for depends on the number of souls in your attack, which I'll show you guys later. But so basically, if I flipped this card over from the top of my deck and I saw this, I'd say, oh, so I'm attacking you for 1 extra damage, and then I put her into my stock, my meter. Corona's got soul. There are other types of triggers too, which I'll show you in just a little bit. But it's just important. It is important to have cards that have this, because this gives you extra damage ability, extra damage potential. And then finally, here's a level 3. This is the highest level of card, because once you hit level 4, you lose. And she costs 2 to put on the field, 2 from your stock. And again, she has an extra soul, so she would trigger extra damage. You flip her over. So that's kind of the anatomy of a character card. Event cards look really similar to character cards in that they also have a level and a cost, and in some cases they'll have a trigger on them, but they don't have a power level down here because they are not characters. They don't stand out and attack. You can think of it more like an instant in Magic. You use it more as like a now I do this, and then it goes into your discard. But you still need to be the appropriate level, and you still need to pay the cost to use your event cards. Oh, also, the colors are important. You can see that Coronet is always yellow, and that will be important when we get into the game itself. So this is a climax card. You can see the triggers on the climax card. So the triggers on these kind of determine, I don't want to say the type of deck, but there's different archetypes of decks that people play, and this is kind of how people talk about it. How people talk about their decks. So this would be like a soul stock deck, because if you flip this card over from the top of your deck when you attack somebody, you actually add 2 extra damage because there's 2 of these bad boys here. So this is a soul. You also, when she's actually used as a climax card from your hand, when this card is placed on your climax area from your hand, put the top card of your deck into your stock, and all of your characters get +1 soul until the end of turn. So, soul stock deck. Shocked you didn't bring out another Coronet card. I figured I should have some. I should show some other people's wives in here, so that people stay interested. You can also see on this card, this is green. Also, as a note, you can see a little S down here before the numbers. That means it's from the Schwartz side. It would be a W if it was from the Weiss side, if you want to play the side format. This red Coronet. This is used in what we call standby decks. When you see this little, I just call it the sideways on button. This little on button guy. When you see that up in the corner of a climax card, the effect is when this card triggers, you may choose one character with a level equal to or less than your level +1 in your waiting room and put it in any position of your stage as it's rested, as tapped to the side. And so basically you're pulling characters out of your waiting room and putting them in standby on your center stage, which is what the battlefield is called. So people call this standby. A lot of decks now are made up, you usually, from, I don't know about like super high level play, but you usually tend to use 4. You can only have 8 climax cards in total, and you tend to use 4 and 4. And so when people are categorizing decks now, they'll say like choice/door, which we'll get to in a second. Those are other types of climax cards because it means they have 4 choice type and 4 door type. Sometimes people just use standby. That's their strategy, is to have a lot of standby climax cards, and so they'll just call it standby. But sometimes if people really want to emphasize that like every climax in their deck is a standby, they'll say 8 standby. Just a little insider information. This is a choice. This is a choice trigger. When this card triggers, you may choose one character with the fleur-de-lis with soul in its trigger icon in your waiting room and return it to your hand or put it in your stock. So you get to make a choice. Does it go into your hand or into your meter? So this is a choice deck. A choice trigger. Also notice that this one is red. So there's 4 colors. Yellow, green, red, and blue. This one, This one, this type of trigger is called Gate. When this card triggers, you may choose a climax in your waiting room and return it to your hand. It looks kind of like the Arc de Triomphe up here, so it's called the Gate. People also call it Pants because it looks kind of like pants. So if you wanna grab discarded climax cards in your waiting room and get them back into your hand, this is the deck for you, or the type for you. And then Door. This is Door. When this card triggers, you may choose a character from your waiting room and return it to your hand. So you're basically getting dudes back from your graveyard. So what's the worst color? What are the color themes? It's kind of hard to I find it hard to categorize green and blue super easily. I think of blue as just like getting a bunch of dudes out, but that's not always true. I think of red as kind of aggro, and I think of yellow as healing. Green and blue are a little more like, I'm not quite sure how to describe the difference between them. Green, I was gonna say green. So I used to play yellow green, and my green cards were really focused on just like dealing damage, but in a roundabout way. So they're not like straight aggro like my red cards, but so for example, my deck that I mainly used was yellow and green, and it was a Fate 0 deck. My yellow cards were mainly Saber, and my green cards were mainly Archer, but I had a few waivers in there as support. And my, not Archer, Rider, Iskanda. So my green Riders, my whole strategy was I would rush to level 3, and then my level 3 Rider could basically, when he beat an enemy character, he could then throw that character into the other side's damage counter, basically. So I was doing damage by defeating their character, and then I was using their character for extra damage on them. I was basically just like throwing their character into them for extra damage. So it was a rush to level 3 so that I could play that. And then my Saber functioned as more of a support because she has healing capabilities. And so I would be healing myself to make sure I didn't lose too fast while I tried to rush their damage. Beat up their dude, then beat them with their dude. Exactly. So green is like big damage, but in kind of like roundabout ways, I guess is how I think about it. Because I was doing big damage, but I was doing it by doing weird plays. So that's kind of the anatomy of the cards. Now I'll open up the game. Doesn't seem roundabout. I mean, I haven't seen a whole. There's a couple cards I've seen where you can just like chuck dudes, but it's not super common. Chucking dudes is not a common archetype. The only decks I've played with the chucking dudes is my Fate deck, and I have an Attack on Titan deck that had the Beast Titan throws little titans for extra damage. Alright. Firing up the game. I will show you how to play. I'm gonna play against myself the first time so I can talk through each thing. And then I actually don't know how multiplayer works in this thing. We're gonna figure it out. If it doesn't work, yes. Oh, it's Steam multiplayer. What does that mean? How do you do Steam multiplayer? LAN multiplayer? Doesn't that mean you have to be, like, in the same place? This is where my, this is where my lack of tech knowledge is. Versus computer. I wonder how good the computer is. I've only played against myself to test it. I will say it is not the perfect system. I did run into a few bugs where I would be done with my turn, like I did everything I could do, and it would just kind of sit, and I was like, guys, I'm done with my turn, and you can't just like end your turn. So I had to wait for it to time out, basically. I'm hoping that doesn't happen here. The Steam multiplayer, do I have to like... That's weird. I guess we'll figure it out. What's this? Show opponents custom card sleeves. Ooh, you can get your own custom card sleeves in here. Oh, that's an important thing I missed. I missed bringing up about Weiss. An important part of the Weiss meta is that you must have anime drip. It's an important part of the meta of the community. A lot of people, when they find their deck and they have a deck that they really like, they will get card sleeves that match their deck, like that have maybe one of the characters that's really like key in the deck, have them on the card sleeves. They'll get deck boxes with their character on it. They'll get playmats with the character or the series. It's all about the drip in Weiss. Basically everybody who shows up to Weiss locals or tournaments is just playing an online TCG gacha game in real life. You gotta be thematic. But if you go full 3-piece suit and bring your deck in a briefcase, I'm shocked that I never saw that happen. Is there Coronet drip? Yes. So I have multiple Coronet card sleeves, a Coronet deck box, and a playmat. So no worries there. Can Weiss players read? Sometimes. It depends on the set. So I'm gonna play against myself. And see, I've prepared a few decks. I'm going to play a Koro Marine deck against a Gura deck. We're just gonna go Hololive here. Wow, I'm going first. So your deck is 50 cards, and you draw 5 cards to start. Move this out of the way. Be able to see you guys. Hollow on hollow violence. So I'm not gonna discard any of my cards because I do have 2 decent starter cards. I'll keep this because I know what I'm gonna do with the second Gura. So what you do, you start with your clock phase. Your clock, how do I want to make sure that this doesn't time me out or whatever. But basically, your clock is your damage meter. You can damage yourself, which is kind of when you clock a card, you put it into your own damage meter, you're allowed to draw extra for that turn. So you start at level 0, so I can only play cards that have a level 0 up in the corner right now. Aqua is a really good starter because you can see if this card's in the middle position of your center stage is the front 2. It gets plus 3,000 power. So it says 500, but she's actually 3,500, which is pretty good. for a starter. I'm an Aristocrats player. I only recently realized Blood Artist says target player, not all opponents. Oh no! Your clock, you'll see it as we go along, but your clock can only hold 7 cards. When you hit 7, you have to pick one of them, and that will go into your level zone to mark what level you are. You can only be level 1, 2, or 3 the second you hit 4, so when you get 7 cards in your clock when you're level 3, you lose. It's a little bit of a balancing game because you kind of want to get hit a little bit because you want to level up so you can use your bigger cards and be a bigger threat, but you also obviously don't want to get pushed over the limit too fast. So, and you want to hit your opponent, but you don't want them to level up too fast and then steamroll you. So it's a little bit of a balancing game. So we're gonna enter the climax phase. I don't have any. Oh, actually, what's this? Is one of your I'm gonna put her in the back row so that she can boost somebody if I need her to. Because she can give plus 1500 power at the end of turn if I tap her, but Aqua doesn't need that right now. I don't have a climax card I'm gonna play right now. So I'm just gonna enter the attack phase. Because I am going first, and so he can't play both players, but this guy over here can't play any cards. I can only attack with 1 card, which is fine because I only have 1 card. So I'm going to direct attack. Oh, so I just did a trigger. God damn it! So when you attack, you look at the top card of your deck and you look for the little hexagon and see what icon is there for the trigger. So I just triggered a door. Choose up to 1 character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. I have no characters in my waiting room, so that was useless. So that was useless. Something else that's good to note, if you attack the other person, if they have a character here, even if you defeat it, it just does the amount of souls. You can kind of see it. You can see it right here. This is your soul count. So she'll do 1 soul of damage if she defeats the character she's against. Attacking an empty space adds another soul automatically, so she just did 2 damage. You could see the 2 cards come in. And then she would have done 3 if that had been a soul trigger. Some cards have 2 souls down here, so they just do 2 damage by default. And then attacking an empty space would make it 3. The opponent can cancel damage. You flip the cards over on the top of your deck, so he flipped over these 2 cards. These are his damage counters right now. If he had flipped over a climax card, that would have canceled all of the damage, and all of the cards would have just gone into his waiting room, his discard pile. And so the climax cards, you want to have climax cards in your deck because they're good cancelers. It also means that you don't want to stack too much damage in one swing. So while it might seem really good, like, oh, I got up to 5 souls of damage on this because I have a 2-soul character and I added 1 from my climax card and I got a trigger here and I'm attacking an empty space and that's 5 souls, oh my god. It means that they're going to flip over 5 cards of damage, and each one, even if he gets 1 climax card in that 5, it cancels that entire attack. So the damage canceling is based on attack, not on individual points of damage. And so you actually want to chip a little bit at people because it makes it less likely that they'll draw a climax card by drawing a bunch of cards at the same time. I know jack shit about how to play, but due to Maple, I own $100 worth of these cards. So I'm gonna clock. That's why I kept the second Gura. I want to clock so I can draw extra, and because I would like to hit level 1 faster. So what's this Roboco? Return 2 Hololive characters from your waiting room to your deck and shuffle your deck. When this card is placed on the stage, you may pay the cost. If you do, choose one of your Hololive characters. That character gets plus 1000 power. He's fine. Renee is put one card from your hand into your waiting room. Reveal the top card of your deck. Choose one level X or lower character in your waiting room. Return. So they're both returned from waiting room. Not useful for me right now. When this card attacks, if all of your characters are hololive, choose one of your characters. It gets plus 1000 power until end of turn, so she's a good support. Ozki, when this card is placed on the stage from your hand, choose one of your other hololive characters. It gets plus 1000 power until end of turn. I do not actually have super good options, but that's okay. Yeah, Ozki is pretty... So the meta that I've heard of lately is the Gura Ozki meta, so that's why I built this deck. My own deck I built around Coronet, and it's not super meta, but I do have Marine as a finisher. This deck up here isn't my exact deck, but it's pretty close. I have more Coronets and I have like Risu and stuff. Because I'm going more for wife than for meta. I decided who'd be best to... I think I'm just gonna try and buff Roboco to take out that Aqua. And I'll put Lammy. It's best, honestly, early in the game to actually leave an open space, because that way you take more damage. You're more likely to take damage, which means you can level up faster. It's a balancing act, because you obviously don't want to take too much damage and lose, but you do kind of want to outpace your opponent in terms of leveling. So you're like, all of my decks are really like the race to level 3, and then I'm just trying to mitigate everything that can make me lose once I'm level 3. They're kind of aggro decks. Then I'll play Ozki. So then now I can choose Roboco to get plus 1000. And I'll enter Climax Phase. Oh wait, what's Renee again? Put one card from your hand into your waiting room. Nothing in my waiting room. I'll enter Climax Phase. Don't have any Climax cards, so I'll enter Attack Phase. I'm going to attack with Lammy first, because then she'll give Roboco a buff to 4000. Oh, I just triggered a standby, but I have no one again. Oh, again, I have no one in my fucking waiting room, so it doesn't matter. But you can see that when you see that when you flip over a card to do the trigger check, it goes over here. This is your what's called your stock. I always call it meter because I think of you building your meter as you're hitting your opponent. It's kind of like a fighting game. So Lammy just smashed for damage over here, and she was able to buff Roboco to 4000, which means Roboco's now bigger than Aqua, and she can attack her. So here's, you can see most of these, when I clicked it would say direct attack, which means I'm attacking an empty space. Now that Roboco is against somebody, you can see frontal attack and side attack. So frontal attack means you're attacking the character itself. You usually only really want to do that if they're bigger, if you're bigger than them. There are times where you just kind of want to smite your ruin upon the mountainside and frontal attack just to try and make something happen, even if it's going to sacrifice your character. Side attack means that, kind of what it sounds like, you're attacking around it to try and attack the other person while avoiding this card blowing up your character. But you do receive a penalty of -1 soul when you do that. So, for example, if I side attack with Roboco right now, it would be -1 soul because she only has 1 soul. And so it wouldn't really be worth it. It's really only worth it if it's a two soul character, or you're really confident you're going to trigger extra damage, or you're using a climax card that can add souls so that you can get the damage in. Anything to mitigate that -1 soul penalty for side attacking. But the benefit of side attacking is that it does keep your character alive if she's against somebody bigger than her. But I'm going to frontal attack because I'm bigger than Aqua. and she will die. Did not get the trigger check, so now Aqua is dead. It's asking me to accept that she's dead. Yeah. It's like, you want to do anything? No, brother. And then I'll just swing with Ozki because she's there. Got another fucking standby check with nothing in my waiting room. That's fine. So that brings me up to level 1. So I have 7 cards in my clock now. That's how much damage I took. And so now I have to choose one of these cards to be my level marker. So what you want to consider when you do this is that at level 0 you can play any color card. I'm gonna do Coronet. At level 0 you can play any color card. You can play red, blue, green, yellow. After level 0, when you hit level 1, 2, and 3, you can only play cards that match colors in your level over here or in your clock. So right now at level 1, I can play red or yellow cards because I have Polka in my clock and Coronet is my level marker. If I had like a blue or a green level 1 or 2 card, I couldn't play them right now until I got a blue or green into my clock or into my level marker. So that's why the colors are important. Hololive actually has some interesting plays in that there's actually a few of the girls' cards that have effects where you can play them regardless. I need to rip. Oh, when your girl gets killed, you can spend 3 of your meter to bring her back to life. I don't have 3 in my meter right now, so rip, that's fine. Put 1 Hololive character from your waiting room. Can I do this even though she died? I don't know if I can. I don't know if that's right. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the Hololive set's kind of interesting because I think Suise and maybe Rusha can mostly be played regardless of color. So like they can be played even if you don't have the appropriate cards in your clock / level area. So that's kind of interesting. It's more of a color agnostic set. Do I want a clock? I would like drawing extra. But I think I'm okay. So now... Ooh, I can show you guys a climax combo. So you can see this Coronet card here. She has a climax combo. When this card attacks, if date at the house is in your climax area, that's this card over here. If date at that house is in your climax area and you have another Hololive character, choose one of your characters and that character gets the following ability until end of turn. When this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, search your deck for up to 1 Hololive character, reveal it to your opponent, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So basically, she makes it so another Hololive character, when she defeats somebody, they can go search for a card. So I want to make sure I have a strong girl. I think Polka will fit the bill. And that she can defeat her opponent. And then Polka's effect is when this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay the cost, which is 1 card from my stock. If you do, choose 1 cost 0 or lower Hololive character in your waiting room, put it on any position of your stage, and at the end of turn, put that character into your memory. So memory is kind of like... What's the... It's Banish in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It's kind of like that. There are ways that you can interact with cards in your memory, but it's kind of... Unless you have cards that specifically interact with your memory, that shit's kind of gone. So we're gonna put Polka. I'm gonna put her against Lammy, because You can handily beat her. I'm gonna use one in my stock and let's say choose one cost 0 or lower Hololive character in your waiting room. Some of you bitches are not 0. I don't know why you're showing me. I'll get another Cornet. I'll put her over here. And then I'll play this Cornet. And then I'm going to use a climax combo. Oh, I can also rest Matsuri. I can tap her to boost Cornet even higher. So I'm gonna boost my middle Cornet. She's up to 8,000. Sheesh! So now we're gonna enter the climax phase. Which means I can play this. And that will climax combo with my Cornet here. I think it'll only climax combo with one. I don't know if it will do it with both. But even just putting the climax down, all my characters get plus 1,000 power and plus 1 soul. You can see their little soul markers above them here. Can you see my cursor? I didn't even consider that. But it adds plus 1 soul to each of them, so they do more damage. So now we're gonna swing away. So, what's the combo again? Choose one of your characters. And that character gets fought. And this card's battle opponent becomes. So when this card attacks, I'm going to frontal attack with my big girl. I'm going to give it to the other Cornet. So that did trigger extra damage because of the little fleur de lis up here. Yes, yes, I know she killed me. And did not cancel the damage, took the full hit. Now I will attack my other Cornet. And so the climax does work, it chained. So now I'm gonna give that to Polka. Oruka. Yes, I know. Oh, you can see that it canceled there. When drawing for the damage, he drew a Gura Climax card, which canceled the damage. It still kind of sucks for him because now he doesn't have that Climax card, but it did cancel the damage, so good for him. On this card, search for up to 1 Hololive character and add it to your hand. Who do I want to add? Who do I want? Who do I want? I already have my big marine. My big marine. Maybe I'll get... Do we say? She's pretty strong and she can be played regardless of color, and if you have 4 Hololive characters, she gets -1 level when she's in your hand, so you can actually play this level 3 card at level 2. Oh yeah, see? Because I have 4 Hololive cards up here, it says 2 here instead. And so she's really strong because you can basically play a level 3 card early. And you can play her regardless of color, so she's a really good card. So now Oruka is going to smash Lammy here. No trigger. Yes, I'm aware. He just... Oh no, I think he... Was that cancelled? I missed it. It was too fast. But now I can look for another card. It's so cool how that chains. I love that. This deck rules. I think I'm going to grab... I'm going to grab Pecora because she can boost other Hololive characters. So they're all fucking dead. so now we have Kanata. During your opponent's turn, if your hand has 5 or more cards, this card gets +1 level and plus 1500 power. Put the top card of your deck into your clock. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, search your deck for up to 1 level 1 or lower character reveal. Okay, so she's a good search card. I'm gonna use her and Renee to get my squad back in order. Oh, I do not want to clock her. No clock. Good. This will actually level me up, so this kind of is perfect. For my level card, I think a lot of my... I think I want to make sure that I have blue in here, so I'm going to use Lammy. I can search my deck for 1 level 1 or lower card. Put it in my hand. Who do I want? Level 1. Level 1. Level 1. I feel like this deck is really better when you get to like level 2. I'll get Mori. Then I don't even know if I can play Mori because I don't have the right colors in my clock. Yeah, clocking is really one of those things, like, you want to clock, especially early in the game, you want to clock because you want to get colors in your clock and you want to level up so you can use more cards. You kind of stop clocking later in the game because you're like, I don't want to kill myself. So if you have 2 or more other Hololive characters, this card gets plus 3000. She has a climax combo with your Mori. But I need a yellow. Can't play her right now. But maybe I can. Somebody. From my waiting room. Put 1 card from your hand into your waiting room. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay the cost. That's the cost is up here. Put 1 card from your hand into your waiting room. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. Choose 1 level 1 or lower character in your waiting room. Return it to your hand. X is equal to the level of the revealed card. Who do I want to put away? I will put away Suicide. Oh! So... Gura... was a level 3, so I can choose... choose up to a level 3. Now I have too many options. Oh, I actually kind of want to get my... Oh, I can't choose her. I'm just out here trying to cheat. It's not gonna help me right now, but it's for my snowball strategy. You guys gotta believe me. Imagine you're in a winning position, get ready to end game, then you 1 brain cell clock to draw and put yourself at level 4. Yeah. Yeah. I can't do a ton here because I made a mistake, but that's fine. I'll direct attack with Kanata. Let's get some damage on that bitch over there. I'm not going to attack with Renee, so that she's at least covering that hole in my defense. My clock? I'm feeling pretty good. I'm already ahead of my opponent in damage. I'm happy with my hand here. So I'm gonna play this Pecora because she gives all other Hololive cards plus 500 power. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may choose one Hololive character in your waiting room, put it face down underneath this card as a marker. During your turn, if this card is put into your waiting room from the stage with a marker underneath it, and you have other Hololive characters, you may return this card to its previous stage position as rest. So basically, she can take dead guys from the discard pile and use that to stay in the game if she gets hit. So I'll just put Aqua underneath her because I don't really care about getting her back. And then I'm going to pull. I'm gonna climax combo again because I can. So it gives Coronet the boost. Gonna direct attack with her. And I'm gonna give Polka, Poruka, Oruka the boost. No trigger. Full damage. And then I'm gonna attack with Poruka, Oruka. No trigger. But during this card's battle, when the damage you received is cancelled, oh, but it wasn't cancelled, rip. You may return this card to your hand. Well, let's see if... Oh, didn't get cancelled, so Rene dies. And now I can search for a Hololive character. I'll get Watame. She's another one that you can play at a lower level if you have enough Hololive characters. Rip Rene. Sorry, Rene. That's my bad. I am not gonna clock. Maybe I'll clock. Am I feeling sassy? No, I'm not. Okay, so we're gonna put... What's Mori at? She's 2,500. I have some yellows in my clock now, so I can play Mori. Some of these bitches are beefy. It's 2,500. If I have 2 or more other Hololive characters, she gets plus 3,000. So I can beat Coronet or Polka. I think Coronet is the bigger issue because she keeps climax comboing. So I'm gonna put Mori down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move Kanata in front of Polka. I'm gonna play Mori. Then I'm gonna play Lammy, because Lammy has an effect. When this card attacks, if all your characters are Hololive, choose one of your characters. It gets plus 1,000 power until the end of turn. So when she goes down, she triggers Mori's plus 3,000 buff. But then, when I attack with her, she can buff Mori another 1,000. Oh, and I can actually use standby this time to get a card. Let's go! I'll get Iroha. Her here. And so she actually gives plus 1,500 power to the card in the middle, so Mori's now at a beefy 8,000. So instead of dying, she exiles cards. Dade. Who do you mean? Sorry if I missed that. Oh yeah, Pecora. Well, Pecora doesn't exile cards. She just sends them to the discard pile, which is the waiting room and memory are different. It's less of an exile. Memory's an exile. Yeah, so Mori's a beefy 8,000 now from the Lammy buff the Iroha buff and from having other Hololive cards. So she is going to destroy my beloved Coronet. No trigger. Can't really do much to counter here. Rip Coronet. My beloved took the full damage. And I'm not going to attack with Kanata just because I want to leave. So unlike Magic, when a character is tapped like this because she attacked, she's still just as dangerous. Like, I cannot swing past her and I cannot beat her right now because she's still 5,000, which is more than 1,500. It doesn't matter that she's on her side. That just means that she attacked. Upside down means that they're dead. Really the only reason to not attack in Weiss is if somebody is bigger than you and you want to keep that card around to act as a cushion so that they don't swing on an empty slot of yours. Because even if you attack, your character is still dangerous. I don't know if that makes sense. On a scale of 1 to Blue Eyes, how beefy is 8k? So I'd say in general, once you hit level 3, most of your cards are going to be sitting around 10,000, 11,000, 12,000 when they're attacking. So having an 8,000 at level 1 is pretty beefy. 8,000 is like a level 2, like high level 2 type of card. So it's reasonably beefed. But yeah, Weiss is a very aggro game, so there's no like, oh no, I attacked so she can't defend. No, she stays strapped. Poka knows that if you stay ready, you don't gotta get ready. So you enter the Encore step. Yes, I do not want to attack with Kanata, so that is fine. Cornet's gone. Gonna draw? Gonna draw? Daijoubu? Daijoubu? This is what happened to me last night. Sometimes it's like... Sometimes I think it's thinking too hard. Actually, it helps if you say swap perspective. Sometimes it can kick it into overdrive. Oh no, I got another climax card I could have used. That's fine, that's fine. Daijoubu. Okay, I really need another Hololive on the floor because these two need 4 cards in order to go down at level 2. But I don't have a 4th right now. I kind of want a clock. Yeah, baby. Okay. So Mel is once per turn when you use an act, this card gets plus 1,500 power and the following ability. When this card attacks, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is level 1 or higher, put it into your stock. May be played ignoring color requirements, so I do not need a green in my level or clock to play her. I can put one of my other Hololive characters from my stage into my waiting room. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is Hololive 3rd generation or a Hololive character, put it into your hand. And then when this card attacks, choose one of your other Hololive characters. It gets plus X power for the turn where X is 500 times the number of other Hololive characters you have. So she can, like, make somebody beefy if I have a bunch of Hololive characters. Do I want to use? I think I'll use Rusha just because I think she's better for getting more cards. I'm not going to use the effect just now. Fine without it currently. And then we're back to once I hit level 2, I can play these guys, so we're happy. For attack phase, I can just demolish. Oh, I triggered extra damage. I can demolish Kanata here. That took the full damage. I am going to put Iroha as my level counter so that I comfortably have a yellow in there. And then I'm going to swing with Rusha. Oh, I should have done that with her first. Because then she... Not that it mattered. I was winning either way. I... Not gonna... Oh wait, what just happened? Wait, who is this triggering from? Put one hollow character from your waiting room at the bottom of your clock, put this card into your memory, and this card becomes reversed in battle. Oh, is this Kanata? Oh, it is. Wait, who is this? Oh, it's Lammy. Look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, choose one character from among them, reveal it to your opponent, put into your hand, put the rest in your waiting room. I don't really want to put that many into my waiting room. If you run out of cards in your deck, you don't lose, but you do have to shuffle your discard pile, put it back where your deck goes, and you do have to clock 1 card. You have to take 1 damage for basically refilling. So I'm down to 17, so I'm not gonna... Look, your reversed characters. Oh yeah, rip boys. But I'm level 2 now. Oh, do I not have a motherfucking red? Okay, well I'm gonna put Miko. Maybe I should put Ozki. No, I'm keeping that Ozki. I'm gonna put Miko down here so that I have a red in there so I can use my red card. So I'm gonna put Miko here because she's a good assist. Put 1 card from your hand into your waiting room. When this card is placed on stage, you may pay the cost. Choose 1 hollow character in your waiting room, return it to your hand. I am going to do that. So I'm gonna discard Amelia because I have 2 of her. And I'm going to get... Might get another Mori because they beef up pretty well. When there's other Hololives. So Miko, she has a effect called Assist. She's an assist character. Your characters in front of this card get plus X power, where X is 500 times the level of that character. So for a level 1 card, they get an extra 500. For level 2, they get 1000. Level 3, they get 1500. So this is a really valuable card. Because it kind of scales with your characters. Assists, generally the backstage is kind of reserved for assist characters. Or characters who can otherwise tap themselves to execute effects like buffing power or even healing or drawing, brainstorming, stuff like that. So I have them back there. I'm going to put Mori here. And then Amelia. So Amelia is when this card attacks, this gets plus X power until end of turn. X is the number of other Hololive characters you have times 1000. So I have 4 other Hololive characters, so she's a big bitch. Plus she's getting buffed by Miko. So she's like she's a ginormous motherfucker, right? As long as I can put 1 Hololive character from my waiting room at the bottom of my clock. So I do have to take damage to use it, but she can get real big if that's what she wants. She doesn't need to right now because she can just smash Polka into the next life either way. So I don't have any climax to use. I'm not going to use that because I don't need to damage myself to win this. Nothing beats a ground pound. Oh, that wasn't even the... No, that's just her normal thing. This card attacks, she gets that much damage. She can also just get more damage if I damage myself. She does not need it. You don't need it. You're fine. Yeah, so watch this. She's 8,000 right now. I have 4 other Hololive characters. That bitch is 12,000. There's nothing I can say to that. There's nothing I can say to that. Demolished. Oh, but I canceled the damage with a climax card. She's a chunky 12k right now. I'm gonna swing with Mori so she can take out Rusha over here. No trigger. Do anything. But I did level up. Alright, so what do I want? I want a red. Faux show. We're gonna get Miko, where I can play my red cards. And then I'm gonna swing direct with Mori. Ame did trigger extra damage there, and I took all of it. That's fine, I'm fine. Beating my own ass. Alright, that's fine. I'm level 2 now, so I have... Oh no, but now I can't play these guys! Hold on. Hold on. Oh, it's doing the thing again. Swap perspective. There you go. Your turn! Okay. I am gonna clock because I really need another Hololive character so that I can actually play these guys now that I'm level 2. I am going to give up. There we go. There we go. That's the stuff. Okay. So I'm going to put down... Let's see. This is not good. This is not good, guys. So Watame can basically throw characters back into the opponent's deck, which is pretty cool. But Suisei snowballs based on the number of your Hololives. So she gets plus 500 power for each of your other Hololive characters. So she can get big. But it's only during your turn, so it might actually be better to have Watame, because then I can clear the stage a little bit. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, reveal the top card of your deck. If that card is a Hololive character, which unless it's a climax card, it's going to be a Hololive character. You may choose one level 3 or lower character in your opponent's center stage and put it at the bottom of their deck. So that's good, because she can most likely clear out this Mega Ame over here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to put down Aqua. I know she's a sacrifice, but she's just there for bodies. Just need bodies right now. And so, since I have 4 Hololive characters out here, she can now be played. She gets -1 level while in my hand. So since I'm level 2, even though she's level 3, I can play her. So I'm gonna play her. That was a Hololive character, so I can throw somebody back into the deck. I'm gonna throw Ame back into the deck. She is too big. And luckily, Watame is being boosted by Pecora back here, so she's up to 10,000. So she's pretty chonky by herself. Knowing that, I might actually move her around. So you can move your cards freely. There are a few cards that have to be locked in place. That might have been... no, that's fine. There are a few cards that get locked into place because it'll just say in the effect, it'll be like, once this card is in your center stage, it can't be moved unless it's knocked out or something like that. But for the most part, you can move your cards around wherever you want them to move around. You can move them back and forth. You can, if I wanted to play one of these guys instead and replace these, I just have to discard whoever it is and put it in their place. I'm not locked in up here. It's very, very flexible. So I can tap Matsuri to give Mel extra juice so that she can deal with this Mori. Watame can deal with this Mori, and then Aqua isn't facing anybody up here, so she is fine. And I can move into my attack phase. When this card attacks, reveal the top card, put into your stock. Oh, and she got an extra boost from Watame. She used her act ability. Or maybe she didn't. Use an act. It's not an act. That's an auto. Hold on. I don't know if you can hear Moose parents yelling right now. Shh. Stop yelling. So I'm gonna take out this Mori. No trigger. Daijobu. Nothing I can do about that. Oh, but I canceled it. This card canceled the damage. I'm gonna take out this Mori. No trigger. Nothing I can do about that. And I canceled the damage with this Gura Climax. And so, praying for damage. Oh, I just triggered a choice, but I don't have anything in my waiting room anymore because I just had to take damage to refill my deck. But I did get rid of both Moris. So now, still level 2. The struggle. Put one card from your hand in your waiting room. When this card is played, I don't really want to. I know that it's not gonna clock. She will bump up. Oh, she's level 0, so she actually doesn't get any benefit from Miko, but that's fine. I'm just trying to cover a slot. I'm just trying to cover a slot here while I play poorly. I really want to get to level 3 so I can use this climax combo. But I'm not gonna clock because it would be a bad idea. Unless... so I'm still feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty alright about my setup here, so I'm gonna stick with the girls. Actually, why the fuck am I sitting with Aqua here? I'm going to get rid of Aqua and use Suisei instead. I don't want to do either of these things. This card is placed on the stage from your hand. You may pay the cost of your clock into your stock. I don't really... I guess I'm okay with discarding. I'll discard Miko. So I can actually... That actually healed me a little bit and gave me extra meter. Put one Hololive character from your waiting room at the bottom of your clock, so that'll do damage to me. I don't really need that, so I'm not going to. So now... Now, we have Suisei here, getting lots of beefy power from everybody else. We have Watame, who's big, and Mel's over here just kind of doing stuff. So, pretty solid on this side of the world right now. I'll enter attack phase, take out Rene, triggered an extra damage, and it wasn't cancelled. So, I just hit level 3 over on this side of the world. What do I have? I have a blue and a yellow, so I'm going to put... I'm gonna put a Rene in there for a red. And then I'm gonna try and do as much damage as I can now that they're level 3. Get them close. Oh, that canceled it though. See how much. Choose up to one character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. I'll get Rusha back. And 2 damage. Oh, and an extra damage because they ran out of their deck. So, me on this side can only take 3 more damage. And then the next damage I take after that, I lose. So this side's getting dicey. But I am level 3, so I can start playing the big cards. So Gura. Gura's effect is if all of your characters are hololive, this card gets plus 3,000 power. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may put the top card of your clock into the waiting room so she heals you a little bit. And then she's a climax combo. When this card attacks, if Midsummer Sun is in your climax area and your hand has 6 or less cards, you may pay the cost. If you do, deal 2 damage to your opponent. Perform the following action 2 times. Put the top card of your deck into your waiting room. If that card has in its trigger icon, deal 1 damage to your opponent. So I'm assuming that says damage may be cancelled. So it's just basically extra swings, which is cool, but it can be cancelled. It's not just automatic damage. And then Ozki is all of your other hololive characters get plus 1,500 power, so I think Gura's gonna be the big bitch here. Put 2 cards from your hand into your waiting room. Beginning of your encore step, if this card is in your center stage and there are no characters in your opponent's center stage, or all characters in their center stage are reversed, you may pay the cost. If you do, deal 1 damage to your opponent. Look at the top card of your deck. Put it on the top of your deck or into your waiting room, and this card gets plus 1,000 power until the end of your opponent's next turn. Huh. Okay. Well, I do not have 2 cards in my hand to put in my waiting room, so I am going to play... Oh. So I am going to play Gura. I'm not gonna clock her. I'm going to play Gura. She's 14,000 right now because she's getting plus 3,000 power from all my other characters being hololive. And then she's getting an additional 1,500 from Iroha, and she's getting 1,500 from Miko. So she's getting an extra 6,000 in total. So she's an 8,000 plus 3,000 plus 15 plus 15 for a 1,400 total. And then when I put Ozki down, it's going to buffer even more up to 1,550 because Ozki gives her an additional 1,500 power. So pretty good. I'm going to actually play Mori as well because she's free. I am going to move those 2. Because that way Ozki gets bumped to 12,000 from Miko. Mori's 7,000 can already deal with Mel's 5,000, so basically they can sweep. So that's the thing about Weiss is like you can be like, I'm out of options, and then this shit happens. And like everything turns on a dime. And things turn on a dime when you level, really. So I don't have any climaxes to play. But I will just hashtag swing away. It's a signs joke for all the kids out there. Choose up to 1 climax in your waiting room and return it to your hand. I don't have any climaxes in my waiting room, unfortunately. Would have liked to have had that climax, but rip. Can't do nothing about that. Ozki will take out Suisei. I can choose up to level 1 X or lower character. My waiting room. What's the X? Oh, level is less than or equal to your level plus 1. Oh, I can choose anybody. I'm gonna get another Gura just in case. Hello? Oh, I have to put her. I'm gonna replace Mori with her. Get big! And then she will take out Watame. No trigger. And now I'm level 3 over here as well. So I have a yellow and red. Use aura just because I'm not worried about greens. And it's time to send all my babies. I could actually save some of them. Could actually save some of them. I think I'll save Suisei and I'll let the other two go. Because she's chonkier. So I just spent 3 stock to save her. The others I'm gonna let them go. Because now I can play Marine and Ayame, which is what I wanted. So Ayame is if your level has a yellow card and a blue card, which it does. This card gets -1 level while in your hand. So I could have played this at level 2 if I had played my cards right, but I did not. And she gives all my other Hololive characters plus 1500. So I'm gonna put her down. Oh, there we go. I'm not gonna clock. We're on a razor's edge. Oh, but I just got another Marine though. Okay, so Marine's deal is you put 1 other Hololive character from your stage into your waiting room. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay the cost. If you do, look at up to 3 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them, put it in your hand. Choose up to 1 card from the remaining cards, put it into your stock, and put the rest into your waiting room. For climax combo, you put 1 Hololive character from your hand into your waiting room. When this card attacks, if Enchanting Gaze, which is this, is in your climax area, you may pay the cost. If you do, deal 2 damage to your opponent, and this card gets plus 2000 power till end of turn. So she's kind of the clincher. She's very key to a lot of decks because she can kind of clinch it out when you get to level 3. You can do a lot of damage at once. And also build up your stock and get extra cards if you need to, so she's very, very good. Marine is very meta. I think what I'm gonna do... trying to decide how big I can get compared to that Gura. She's a big bitch. I think... as she should be. Ayame will help. I think I'm just gonna use 1 Marine for now. I don't really want to get rid of the others just yet, because I'm gonna need Matsuri for what I'm gonna do here. We'll play Ayame. Alright. So Marine is up to 12-5. When this card is placed on the stage from your hand, perform the following action 2 times. You may choose one of your opponent's level 1 or higher characters. If you do, your opponent chooses 1 level X or lower character in their waiting room and exchanges them. X is equal to the level of the character you chose -1. Okay, so I'm gonna choose this big-ass Gura. And now I have to choose a character to replace her with from my waiting room. That's devious. He's the only one big enough. And then I get to do it again, so I'm gonna get rid of the other Gura because she's huge. And I'm gonna choose this. Oh, I'm gonna choose. Oh no, I can't choose a level 3. I have to choose a 2. So now. Jesus Christ. So that problem became not a problem really fast. So knowing that, I'm trying to decide. I think I'm gonna hold on to this Marine, but only because I need the stock for the climax combo. Oh no, I want to be. Oh wait, no, she's buffing me. Okay, I'll leave her. So we're gonna enter the climax phase. We're gonna play the Marine climax, which gives her a combo. When this card attacks, if enchanting gazes in your climax area, you may pay the cost, which I will. Gonna smash this Ame into next week. And deal 2 extra damage. I'll discard Rusha. And it got cancelled. That's fine. The rate this game's going, we're gonna have to switch straight into learning Digimon after this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I hope this makes sense though. Yeah, Weiss can sometimes like go. Plus I've been trying to explain stuff as we go to help explain why I'm doing the things I'm doing. So I'm gonna frontal attack with Suisei to get rid of this Ozuki over here. No trigger. Can't do nothing. Oh, took the full damage, so danger mode over there. I guess I could side attack with Ayame because she has 3 soul right now, because she has 2 normally, and then this climax card gives her a +1. So she'll still have 2 soul even if she side attacks. And I won't have to lose her. So I'm going to side attack with her. No trigger. Oh, but the damage still got canceled. That's fine. Not gonna save. Do I want to save Ame? I feel like it would be better to save Ozuki. So I'm gonna save Ozuki with my meter. I'm actually, so I'm not gonna clock. I'm gonna move Ozuki to the center stage so that she gets the buff from Iroha. And then I'm going to play this other Iroha to give her an additional buff so she's even bigger. Actually, it might work out if I swap these two. I think when this card attacks, it gets +X power till the end of turn, so she should beef up enough to actually take out Suisei. I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I don't have a climax card to use. I do not want to put anything in my clock right now. Do not try to embarrass me like that. I'm going to try and take out this Marine. Oh, got cancelled by Cor. The damage got cancelled by Corne. I'm gonna take out Suisei. She should. Yep, she's up to 13-5. She'll take out Suisei handily. That did take the damage, and I'm I don't think it's worth it to side attack with Iroha, because I think the likelihood of it doing anything is low. How many do I have? 5? I'm not going to save the Marine because I have another Marine, so it just makes more sense to spend the 2 stock to put out my other Marine than spend 3 to save her. I will... save Suisei. Oh, and I got another Suisei too. Don't want to clock! Stop telling me to clock! I'm gonna play Marine. Oh no. Don't really want to get rid of anyone right now. Yeah, I was gonna say, now you all have to play Weiss with me, now that I've taught you how to do it. Now that I've given you the most comprehensive learning experience, me playing against myself. So I'm going to... I don't have anything in my stock, so I'm gonna hold off on using this climax card so that I can actually do the combo. That might not... I might just win, honestly. But Suisei is big, so let's take out Ame over here. Oh, I win! So I filled up the opponent's clock when they were level 3, and so I win. Yay, wow! I won! Wow! I also lost! So you can kind of see, those were definitely 2 different play styles. I feel like one was much more reliant on everybody buffing each other and having as many Hololive characters out at once as possible, whereas the other one was a lot more like, I need to build up the person in my center stage and make sure she's beefy. But I actually, I did put some of my other decks. This is actually the Fate deck that I used to run at my locals. It's pretty old now, because it's obviously back from like 2014 or 2015. But it's a good deck. I also ran a Titan deck. It's an attack on Titan deck that's based around Titans, because these guys, these weirdos, they have a special effect that says you can put any number of cards with the same name as this card into your deck, so you basically just like chonk up your deck with these guys. They all have the same name, and you kind of use them and having just a zillion of them to activate different effects. So they're kind of interesting, but they actually just like some of these were just in Shion Aqua. We're just like in the if you download this from the link that I posted, they already set up some of these decks. So there's a Shion and Aqua deck that they set up. There's a Konosuba deck they set up, a Haruhi deck that they set up, so you can mess around with a few different types of decks in here. Are you playing this deck because all the characters look stupid as hell? No, I play this deck for this card. So if you read this card, if you have a card named Threat to Humanity, Colossal Titan, and Broken Wall, Colossal Titan, this card gets -1 level while in your hand, so it's level 2 in your hand if you have the other 2. During your opponent's turn, if this card is in your center stage and is not reversed, all of your other Threat to Humanity, Colossal Titan, and Broken Wall, Colossal Titan get the following ability. This card cannot become reversed. So basically, if you have this card, they actually form one card if you look at them, and this card, if you have them as your 3 front cards, these 2, this one and this one, can't be defeated unless you defeat this one. And if this card is in the right position of your center stage, all of your other enormous stature Colossal Titan and threat to humanity Colossal Titan gets plus 1000 power. And this also gives plus 1000 power, so basically the whole goal of this deck is to get this card in the left, this card in the middle, and this card in the right. And they all power each other up, so this guy's just 12 base without, like, any of, like, the backups that you're gonna get from your assist characters on the backstage. And he can do that at level 2. And he also has climax combo. To beef him up even more. And so, and these are like, this is a search card. So it's basically the whole goal is to get these 3 and then get them down as your 3 cards and then just power through. Because unless the other person can get rid of this middle card, which is 12 base, and probably being boosted by some of your assist cards back here. Unless they can get rid of this, they can't touch these. So you basically have 2 invincible cards and 1 that's really hard to kill. And they all do tons of damage. So it's basically just like a snowball deck. And like these guys are all just in here to like plug the holes until you can get these. Because you can put as many of them in the deck as you want. And they all get, like, plus power for each other being on... So they snowball too, so you basically just want to, like, fill your shit with these guys to boost each other until you get these 3, and then you replace it and just, like, power through to the end. So I like this deck a lot. Usually when I play with this deck with my friends, so actually I have this deck in real life. When I play this deck with my friends who are like more casual Weiss boys, they get really mad at me. They're like, this deck is so stupid, and I'm like, yeah. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna kill my Colossal Titan? I'd like to see you try. Been playing and modifying the Aqua deck as we speak. You know, it's so good. Do you have time to do that again? Even I know Mama Moose asked you to keep things short and sweet. I can probably... I would like to at least discuss Digimon, even if we can't, like, go full-blown Digimon. Because I want some answers to some of my burning gameplay questions. Because I've been reading the rulebook, and there are just certain things that I don't understand. Yeah, the Titan deck is, like, supremely dumb, but I love it. I love it so much. I just like it because it's so annoying. Because if you can't get rid of if you can't get rid of my big bitch in the middle, like, it's over for you. It's ogre for you, and that's all I want. It's all I want out of any game, any card game that I play. I just want there to be, like, if I get this combo, wrong username or password. Honto? How did I forget my password? I made this account like 2 seconds ago. Oh, is it case sensitive? I mean, not the password, but the username. Oh, it is! Obviously the password is case sensitive. But apparently the username was case sensitive. I didn't know that. I apparently made my account with proper capitalization. I was typing it in now. I was just banging it all out lowercase. Okay, here we go. So I'm in. I did make a deck. I made a few decks. Hold on, pulling. It's up. Wunderkerp. Whoop. There we go. There she blows. Okay. I imported a couple decks. Oh, failing miserably. There we go. How do I see my decks? Deck builder. See, it says save 3 out of 16. Wait, where are the... Oh, go to profile? Here we go. Here we go. So... No, I got Garurumon. So they had, I think they had these two in here already. And I grabbed Garurumon. Because I also love Gabumon. You have to... Oh! Koa! So this one you have to play with people. You can't just play with yourself. like I was with Weiss. Slow Bromigo? Weapon Freak. I love some of these names. Aha! Look who it is! Damn it! I almost clicked the wrong guy. Imagine if I just like slapped invite on some random person. Alright, so I have some questions. So my first question. Keep hand. I'm gonna go with yes, because I don't know what I'm doing. My first question is the memory. Where does the memory start? Woo! Let's put Tsunomon in the Digi. Alright, pretty destroyer. So it starts at 0. It's him. It's that guy. It's asking if you want to shuffle and get a new hand to start. No, I'm okay. So I just read a Digi-Egg. I don't know. So I know that these all have a cost associated with them. So I think, and the cost comes out of your memory. So he would cost 4. He would cost 4. He would cost 11, 4, and 3. But do your little guys down here cost anything? Or do they just sit there? I think this is the part of the gameplay. This is the part of the field that I'm afraid and confused about. So memory starts at 0, okay. So can I just play one of these? I'll play. Oh! Oh! There are 2 costs on the card, hard playing or evolving. Yeah, so the evolving I know is this guy right here. The eggs are free. Just confused by Digimon daycare. Goddamn right I am. So 0 off of the level 2. Oh. Did that even... Oh, I can put it back in my hand. But this guy... Oh, no, baby! Is this doing anything? It's not schmooving the memory. Oh! Cannot move a level 2 onto the field. Understood. I wish it would yell at me then. Oh, look, it's... Oh, do I draw? Oh, you have to move the memory yourself. Oh my god, she's cheating. I thought it would yell at me. I thought it would have stronger rules in place. There's Digivolve cost and play cost. The big one is the play cost, the smaller one is the Digivolution cost. Also tells you the requirements like the Digimon color and level. Yeah, I remember that from the manual. I wish I had my manual right now. I was reading the PDF that they let you download from the website earlier, and I was like, God, I'm still so confused. So is there any point in putting my baby out? Because he doesn't have the DP like the other guys do. Two, 0. Use him to help you evolve into your rookie for low cost. I getcha. Well, in the breeding area, the Digimon is safe from field effects. Can he Digivolve over here, or does he have to be in the battlefield to Digivolve? He's purple. I need my readers. I need my glasses. Well, in the breeding area, if you want to evolve something for later, okay. You can Digivolve there, and he's untargetable there too. Ooh, okay. I need my spectacles. And the cost is the memory cost, right? Let's say, so... Can I, for example... making shit up. Did that work? Or am I cheating? She needs gamer glasses. I actually have like a pair of gamer glasses somewhere. I used to wear them at work because they help me with headaches when I'm looking at screens too much, but everyone kept making fun of me. That works, okay. And it didn't cost anything because the Digivolution cost is 0. Whereas this guy will cost 2. Your opponent left. Get my ass. Yeah, a win's a win. We take those. Maple, you won. I know I'm a Digimon master. Sorry, I'm a champion. Like the Digimon. Did it time out? Maybe it did, because I'm so bad. Hold on. Now I get to look at these names again. Officer Jenny! You're in the wrong universe. That 70s sloth is looking for group. Tamer Alfredo. What's the non-tame version of Alfredo? I mash buttons. Ash Ketchum, what are all these Pokemon doing here? Kimono Kakashi, what a god! Nice first turn kill. Maple is 2-1. There he is. There he is. Alright, alright. You're going first this time. This will actually help me because I want to watch you play a turn. I want to see what someone who knows what they're doing does. I'm just a mimic. I'm a mimic in moose skin. Oh, I will keep my... Maybe I shouldn't have. Look at these two guys. Look at these mats over here. I remember when... Oh, he's digivolving! I've actually been playing Cyber Sleuth again. I've just been in a Digimon mood, so I haven't really been progressing the story much. I've been going back to the mines. So I think I'm up to like 130 something. Maybe it's like 160 Digimon. And I'm still like in chapter 4. Let him cook. So who's this guy? So he's a level 4. 4,000 DP. Oh, and the memory moved 1 in my favor. Oh, so it's my turn. I can draw. Now I can get Tsunomon now. Did you finally leave the first zone? Yes. Yeah, I'm in chapter 4, so I've actually played the game now. But I still have like way too many Digimon and like they're of such high levels. For like someone who is not doing a whole lot. So I'm gonna go to and ooh, Aramon, and so that costs 2, so it'd be 1, 2, right? Which means it's your turn because it's back on the other memory side. Is that right? Hold on. I think that's correct. Chapter 15? I didn't know it was that long. I really should just play and let my Digimon evolve naturally. Who is this? Woo! Woo! I should just play and let my Digimon come as they may instead of just cranking out all these megas when I'm still at the beginning of the game. And I have like 2 memories so I can like walk around with one of them at once. I think I have 1 ultimate and 2 champions now, I think, is the party that I'm using. And I'm just barely able to fit that within the amount of memory I have, and I can't have anybody as reserves. Guess I don't have the memory for it. Oh, oh. Is that a swing on me? Attacking with him? Okay. So does that mean I security check is this guy, right? This little shield feller? He's swinging. So DP was higher, my guy dies. So then where does this guy go? Where does this guy go now that he's been security checked because he won? Does he go back? Does he go back to his home? Or does he go into the trash? Okay. Trash. To the trash with you, Pumpkinmon. Huh, so it's worth it to swing because it does bring the security down. Even if your dude eats it. I understand. Based Pumpkinmon. I see. Whoa. I remember when I was a kid and I was watching Digimon Adventure for the first time, and Matt was going through his through his arc, and I felt so personally betrayed by everything that was going on. Well, you have a tamer. Matt, each done its name. You may use this card without meeting its color requirements. So tamers are another thing. Depends on your deck. Some deck is good at rookie rushing. Oh, okay. Oh, for breeding phase, you decide if you want to hatch an egg or move from the breeding area. Can I hatch another egg while he's still here? Oh! Go away! What have I done? Is that anything? No. There we go! I put him away! So this guy's 3,000 and this guy's 6,000. So like, do I just want to go to town on this guy, or would it be better to attack an open area, or does it matter? Wait, how do I pick them all up? Oh. Wakarimasu. It's moving things around chaotically. He's unsuspended, so unless he can pick unsuspended targets, you can't attack him. Oh, interesting. So does this, when I move him here from the breeding area, do I do that for free? Or do I have to pay the 5 memory? It's free. Free money. Free real estate. Okay, we love that. On top card from your deck to security stack. Reveal the top card. Interesting. And because we're in the main, I can't flip over another egg guy now, I'm presuming. You have 2 memory or less, set your memory to 3, and you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects. By suspending this tamer, gain 1 memory. Once per turn, you can hatch an egg or move out from the breeding area. But that's during the breeding phase, right? Because we're in main phase, I can't do it now? Oh, or move out. Okay, I just moved out. He left home. Oh no! That's 12,000 is bigger. So he goes to jail, right? Big. So did that cost me any memory? I think memory is the thing I'm getting hung up on. Did swinging with my man cost me any memory? Other than the shame of getting my ass beat, so I can still do something. Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure. So theoretically, like, can I play when I play Matt? Do I play him down here? Is this where the trainers live? Okay. Down in the down low. So that's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. He's so cute. Look at him. Oh no. Oh no. I do know that when you so we were here and you just used 2 memory to digivolve, so that went to here. So when you have this, when you have 0, it's still your turn. So I feel like that's optimal play. Right. Oh. Maple, can I play you? Probably not tonight, because it's getting a little late. And this is basically, like, me screaming, kill me in front of the roaring crowds so that I can get a better idea of how the game flows. I'm really bad at learning games from reading. Like, I just really need to play. Even if I do it wrong, I just need somebody to slap my hand and be like, you can't do that. And then I pick it up. But I cannot learn by reading. Which is why I've been struggling to learn Digimon, and I was like, we just gotta play. There's no other way. Alright, so when Matt, if I have 2 memory or less. Oh, I unfortunately do not have 2 or less. But that is okay. So I'm gonna get a baby. But we'll probably do this again because I do want to play people. I want to play people in Weiss and I want to play people in this. So this is like the prologue to our journey. So I'm gonna digivolve. Oops. Gonna digivolve. And then I'm gonna digivolve one of my favorite boys. A good boy. And then 4. Don't forget to draw when you digivolve. Oh! I just digivolved twice, right? Oh, cute! I love Electron. The boy! My beloved! And what's this? So, well, you have a tamer with Matt Ishida in its name. You may use this card without meeting its color requirements. Return 1 Digimon card from trash to your hand. Then one of your Digimon with Garurumon in its name gains on deletion. Play this card without paying its cost till the end of your opponent's turn. Huh. Chance to use my whammy and my Digimon poop deck. What is it all like, Sukumon's? that's one thing that like I forgot from when I was a kid. Now that I'm playing Digimon, now that I'm playing Cyber Sleuth, I'm just like, God damn, I hate the way Numemon looks. Like I forgot how much I couldn't stand it when I was a kid. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3. Do you draw even when the memory goes to the other side? When you digivolve? Awesome. Numemon actually, and apparently that deck is actually clapping cheeks in Japan. I love and hate that. Yeah, I just remember when I was a kid, I was just like, why would you ever make something that looks like this? I was like furious about it. Okay, so do I security check? I presume. Think you beat me. I think I got taken. I got... Wait, what? Smaller numbers live? It's a lot of crazy sport and I do not know why, but I'm here for it. Oh, your number's smaller than mine. I thought you meant smaller number lives, and I was like, I don't think that's right. I'm new at this, but I don't think that's correct. Oh, sorry, the I was covered up by YouTube UI. Yeah, I just remember when I was a kid, there were just certain Digimon I looked at and I was like, why make this? Numemon was definitely up there. I think that's why I'm so horrified by like the platinum Numemons being so clutch and leveling up in Cyber Sleuth, because I'm like, I don't want to engage with that. Inherited effect of the champion gives me 1 memory for being suspended. Oh! Like, don't make me engage with a Numemon of any kind. Yeah, here I really need multiples of them to level up. Oh no, we got more boys coming out. I love these card sleeves. A green tamer, draw 1. Bonus Digimon becomes suspended, draw 1. One of your Digimon gains piercing for the turn. For the turn. Then if you have a Digimon in play with Angoramon in its name, or with Angoramon in its Digivolution card, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Oh. I was like, I don't have any Digimon to suspend. Unless you want to go into my daycare and beat up my children. We just trade you ours so you don't need to farm them. I've already farmed them. They're like level 63 or something. I look at them every day and grimace. You go to 3 because of Matt. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, because Matt gives me... Set it to 3. Nice. Okay. Which means... Can bring out the boy. The chonker. The undefeated MVP. Wait, what's his deal? I should probably read before I'm just like, yay, he's shiny! By trashing up to 3 cards in your hand, gain 1 memory for each card trashed. I've done that just now. Not that I need the memory for anything in particular. By trashing 1 card from your hand, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Oh, that's when I... Oh, draw. This is a good point, thanks. You're still in the draw phase! Sorry. Alright, I drew. I drew. Undo. Let's see. Now you can move him out during breeding phase. Okay. The poop boys are top tier in JP meta. It's fine if you're 6 minutes behind. This is important information for everyone. Poop boys. So once per turn, by trashing 1 card, that's when I'm attacking. By trashing 1 card from my hand, I can delete one of your Digimon with the lowest level. So if I attack, can I trash one of my cards to delete one of your boys? It would have to be this guy, right? Because he's the lowest level. I'm spooked. Look at how cool he looks. Hope nothing bad happens to him. Shh. It's all trash. Trash a boy. Oh, I was attacking directly. Attacking. Would it be better to attack your ultimate, or would it be better to attack? What's like the play there? What's the strat? When your Digimon with Digiball into a green card. Was she would just played from your security? Play this card without paying its memory cost. Now because of my inherited, I gain 1 memory. Oh, so that ends my turn? Cause you... Oh... Oh yeah, if you have her in play, gain 1. And you have to remember, like, you have to remember a lot. No, because of champion. Oh, yeah. Oh, so that ends my turn. Rude! Just kidding. Shouldn't that tap... Shouldn't my boy be tapped from attacking? How do I tap? Do I have to, like, right... Oh! You just click? There we go. Oh, it's my turn still? Yosh. Still suspended, though. Can I play Matt? Turn one Digimon card from trash to your hand, then one of your Digimon with Garurumon in its name gains on deletion. Play this card without paying its cost until the end of your opponent's turn. So if I play Matt, click the button, Maple. Which button? Click the button, Maple. So I return one Digimon from my trash to my hand. So I have 3 to 5. 4 in here? Like this? And then that would be cost of 3. 1, 2, 3. There you go. No, there we go. You should hatch first. That wasn't my real turn. that was my I actually still had memory turn. I'm not cheating to that degree. I'm cheating a little bit as a treat. This guy. 8,000, 1,000. This is deal. Real top 3 cards. Digimon gains piercing for the turn. So does piercing mean... Ooh! When this Digimon attacks and deletes an opponent's Digimon and survives the battle, it can proceed with its security checks. Oh. Okay, I like that they have that in here so I can check. Piercing means I'd be able to hit your security through your Digimon. Understood. But I'm hitting directly. Aye! I don't think that's gonna be enough. I don't think my boy there is enough. But he's so spooky. Don't you think he would scare your Digimon away? And I would win the encounter because he's a spooky boy? I think I'm right. Uh-oh. I'm assuming that's another hitting directly. I don't think Gabumon's gonna do it for me. Daijobu. Daijobu. His jump scare wasn't strong enough. Daijobu, we can still bring this back. Want to see what happens here. Got a 2000 boy. Suspend all. Draw. Ooh. Oh, and because I have Matt, my memory goes up to 3. And I will get a babby over here. And we're going to get to business. Three. Forgot to I just realized that. I was like, wait a minute. See, this is why I need a program for babies that'll hold my hand and do everything for me. So theoretically, so if I swing on this guy because he's suspended. So if I swing on this guy because he's suspended and he has 8,000 and I have 11,000, will I still... Can't believe the DBZ card game beta came out before Digimon. I was gonna say, and then he has inherited effects. Oh, I need to... You have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 1. Attacking, draw 1, then trash 1 card from your hand. By trashing 1 card from your hand, delete 1 of your... Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna... Should I bring this boy out too? Out to party? So like, let's say I do this. So then when attacking, draw 1. So I have less... Didn't you just put that in there? Oh, do they have like... Do they have summoning sickness? I drew the 1 card. Draw 1. And then draw 1, then trash 1. By trashing 1 card, delete 1 of opponent's level 4 or lower. Oh, you can choose to hatch or move. Got it. Arigatou gozaimasu. Draw one and then trash one. And then by trashing one, I delete that guy. Spend it. Yosh! Got it. Wakarimasu. Oh! I still have Shmemories. I don't know that I have anything I want to use. What happens if you have memory left but nothing? Or maybe I could just throw one of these bitches out there. Hold on. Do that. Unless, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yosh. Yosh. Got my based pumpkin bro. Took one for the team early on. Now he can finally get his day in the sun. Okay, so you go to 3 if you're just like, I'm done. Interesting. Oh, reduce the Digivolution cost by 1. Ooh. Pumpkin number 3's canonical Digimon partner. Unsuspend. I should probably click the button to do that. Draw. That brings me up to 2 or less, brings me up to 3. Move. Pumpkin boy. Out into the sun. And oh, could I have gained 1 memory when I trashed the card using Were Garurumon or Metal Garurumon? Could I have gained a memory by suspending that? I need to read my cards. Clearly my Yu-Gi-Oh senses have come over here. I'm gonna swing with the boy. Whoop swoop! Kapow! And swing with my other boy. Kapow! Then oh, suspend. Yes. Can I have 2 mats down here? Can you have clone bros down in the trainer area? And does it make sense to, like, do both effects trigger? Oh, that's cool. I'll do that. They can both go off. So if I trash a card using Metal Garurumon next time. Oh, which I should have done this time. Aye! So you could get memory for discarding. Interesting. Okay. Okay, I'm picking it up now. That's the thing, is I just need to be in the schmicks. None of this made sense to me when I was reading the manual 500 times, but now that I'm doing it, I'm like, I see! Oh, he's back. He's back! Oh, he's here. Is that swinging on my pumpkin? Delete the pumpkin! Understood. Delete the pumpkin. The Marimon gives you 1 memory on deletion. Oh, on deletion, gain 1 memory. Sure enough! That would be... Would that... Am I at 3 because of Matt? Or would that give me 4? Like, when does that resolve, basically? Does that resolve... Does that resolve now? Or did it resolve before? And then, like, no matter where I was at, if it was in here, Matt brings me to 3 anyway. Either way, I draw. So I went from zero to 3. Got it. Okay. Got one more bab over here. What can we do? Get him for a tool, and then I swing on this empty space here. Ooh. So I draw one. Then when attacking, I draw. Will you delete my level 3 with a discard? Yeah, that's what I'm. So I draw another one. Whoa. And I will discard. Delete! And then that gives me, when you trash a card in your hand using one of your effects, but you gain 1 memory. So I have 2 mats, so that should give me 2 memory, I think. And then I'm gonna use this guy actually. 4 memory to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. So I want to, he's level 5. Spend these. I want to, can I delete him using this? Oh. 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 I definitely am not ready to like go into the wild and play with random people online, but I'm like the gears are starting to turn in my head. I'm like, oh, okay, I see. It really is like a memory balancing game, which is cool. I like that a lot. It actually it reminds me what I like about Weiss with having to balance like not hitting hard but not too hard. Unsuspend, draw, at 4, going to use 3, get that boy, him out because he hatched last time. And then swing. Swing away. Woo! Okay, I see. Oh, I like that it gives me the party emoji. It's really celebratory. I see, okay. That's actually much less, like, it was very overwhelming at first, but, like, once you're in the schmoove, it makes sense. It makes sense. I getcha. Sorry, these names are killing me. I getcha. Oh, okay. No, I like, once you're in the groove. Okay, now I feel like I'm ready. Now I feel like I'm ready to like. Now I'm ready. Now I want to play more. But Mama Moose is gonna come beat my ass if I play more. The name of that deck was The Rabbits, George. She is still watching her programs. I think she's watching HGTV right now. I can hear it. But she's probably like, where is she? So I should probably wrap it up. No, that's really okay. That makes a lot more sense now that I've actually done it. It's like, okay, I was as usual, I was overthinking everything to the extreme. It's George. Yeah, like usual, I was overthinking everything to the extreme. Actually doing it, I was like, okay. Now it makes sense. Okay. Oh, I like that a lot. Now I'm in the mood. But I have to wrap it up so I don't get in trouble. Yeah, thank you guys for coming to TCG Knowledge Share Night. I hope you learned a little something about Weiss. I hope it inspires you to try it. It's a fun game. It's Unga, it's Bunga, and it has all your favorite waifus. Now that I am like, oh, I see. With Digimon, now I can maybe finally stop being afraid and go to one of my locals with one of my, was it like 3 structure decks that I have? Or is it 4 now? I don't know. I'm less afraid now, but I wanna, we should do this. We should do this again. There's a lot to take, but I'd like to check it out sometime. It's only hard until you're playing it, and then you're like, oh, this is the head empty. No thoughts. Swing away. Yeah, I should really try. I actually have some locals. I think I have like 2 different places that run like weeklies. I have 3 or 4 structure decks, and I'm like, I should really just use those. I should just get over it. Now I can use my experience here. Yeah, no, that was really fun. My mind is blown wide open. But yeah, thank you guys for coming. I'm going to go get in trouble with Mama Moose. Just kidding, she's probably not that bad. I'm back to helping with family stuff tomorrow and Wednesday, but then they don't need my sorry butt anymore. So I'm gonna probably head home on Wednesday. So I'll be playing Ratchet and Clank on Thursday? Yeah, Ratchet and Clank on Thursday on Twitch to avoid getting DMCA'd. And then I'm just gonna start Metal Gear Solid on Saturday, which I'm excited about, because I've been pondering the lore since we watched the lore videos, and I have a lot of thoughts, so I'm excited about it. Look at all these guys. LFG. Mr. Zircon and friends. But yes, I'll be back. I'll be back home. Back gaming. On. Oh, I had my. Just realized I had my cursor out this whole time, like a little unicorn. Yeah, I'll be back to gaming later this week. I'm excited to start Metal Gear. I have so many questions already, but I assume I'll get answers when I play the game. But I'll see you guys on Thursday for Ratchet and Clank, or Saturday for Metal Gear Solid. And I hope you have a good night, and I hope you're excited to play more card games now. Have a good rest of your night, or your morning, or your afternoon, or whatever it is. Oh, it could be my nose too. Wherever you are. And Otsuboos. Oh no, it's wrong. It's wrong.